All right, good afternoon, guys. So, as you know, I am a miner. I am not a trader. I do day trade, but I am not a trader at heart. But I do want to show you a little trick on how I made almost 6,000 or over $6,000 in just a few days. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So first of all, I want to let you know I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just showing you little tips and tricks that I'm using when I'm trading, and maybe it can help you as well. The reason that I'm using gdax is that they are associated with Coinbase. Coinbase is obviously the easiest for anyone in the United States to sign up and to trade. I feel like it's the most user-friendly out of them as well, and just overall easiest. All right, so as a new trader, let's go ahead and take a look on how we can make money. So first of all, I made a document just to kind of outline what we're going to talk about. So how I made 6 grand in the past couple days just from greed and panic alone. All right. So most of my trades are reactionary in nature. I take the opportunity of the panic and greed, which may sound wrong, but I take that opportunity to make the money. So for instance, what happened a few days ago was they said that Binance was hacked, right? So this was going all over the news, from Twitter, Reddit to regular news, and I started to see another reaction in pattern. All right, so stick with me and I'm gonna show you what I saw and how you can make the same amount of money. First, let's get a little more information, or let's divulge a little bit more into gdax and how it works and how I look at my trades and how I base my, intro points and exit points, right? So let's see where I would wanna enter the market and where I would wanna exit the market. So first of all, let's go over gdax and take a little look at the basis of everything here. So this will give you your balance. Guys, I'm using an account that I do not trade off. With security nowadays, I just feel a little bit better that way. All right, so back to it. So this is going to be your balance. You can deposit, withdraw right from these two buttons, right? So if you want to go ahead and make a withdrawal and send it to another account, you go and click withdraw and it would say your BTC address, Coinbase address, bank wire, bank account, wherever it may be. All right. Okay, so now if you wanted to make a deposit into the account, it's going to tell you can make it from your bank account, bank wire, Coinbase account, or your Bitcoin address to make a direct deposit as well. Okay, so now once you have your funds inside of here, you'll be able to actually start trading. So now what do I look at when I'm starting to trade? All right, so number one is I always have multiple prices up on the screen. Now, this is a extremely volatile market. It's nothing like I've seen in the stocks before, and it's nothing like that I've ever seen before in any kind of graphing trading platform. Just the volatile nature of it in such a short time frame it's a game changer as far as trying to chart these things. I see a lot of people trying to chart these things, and I admire you guys, and I'm also trying to understand your charts, and I'm trying to implement my own charts as well. So I mean, if you have any other ideas or suggestions, guys, please put them in the comments. I think that's the best way so we can all grow as a community. But let's again get back to it and take a look at how I made this money and what I'm looking at for in the market as far as my entry points and exit points. So first of all, these are our candlesticks of our buy orders and sell orders. You can go over here to your order book and see the trade history and see what people are selling for, buying for. You can also go back to your order book here and see the same thing of what they're selling for and what they're buying for. Now, another little tool that I like using, a nice little tool I like using is the depth chart. I like to see the resistance. So for instance, this is a little bit scary to me. The reason being is I see that there's a lot of walls at about 9,700, right? So it's not the biggest thing in the world, but if I were to chart this right now, just looking at these two right here, so I'm gonna say that my gauge of price, just from a quick glimpse, guys, is between 9,800 and about 10,000. All right, so I need to have these numbers just to begin, just to start, just to get an idea of where I want to go. All right, so Another thing that I've noticed, is that there have been other opportunities where I've had the chance to pull the trigger, but I was too afraid to lose the money. And I learned from those mistakes that you got to pull the trigger sometimes. Sometimes you got to be not afraid, basically, to lose the money to make the gains, right? So let's not be afraid to lose if we want to make gains, okay? So as I'm looking at these charts, I told you I made 6,000 in the past couple days just by looking at these charts and going off of the greed and the panic. So I believe it was, I think, March 6th, or it was a couple days ago, literally, that I sold out at about 11,600, okay? I was watching the daily trade for the last couple days. I'm like, you want to know what? I'm going to do a little day trading this week. I'm going to add a little funds to the pocket, okay? So the first thing I like to do is I always like to look at the minute chart, right? And we always need to add in our overlays. So I'm going to put in the EMA 12 and EMA 26, all right? So now when I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, this is going to give me more of a real-time aspect of what's going on right now. And I like to compare these numbers, and I like to see the difference between other trading platforms. So for instance, we see right now that it's trading at 9,015 here on gdax, but it's trading on the price on Bitcoin ticker is 9,927. Right, and we're seeing our volume here as well, and we're seeing all the information on these trades on the Bitcoin ticker. But back to gdax. So now we have gone to our 1 minute overlay. I like to use the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15 minute. The 1 day, the 6 hour, and the 1 hour, these are more for long term. This is if you're looking for a long term investment pattern on it. So if you're a miner, to say, and you want to see, where's the projected growth going to be, or if you're just doing it to hodl and you want to see the projected growth, I would probably use more of the hour, 6 hour, and 1 day. But let's go back to the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute. So now let's go back to the 5 minute. So the 5 minute, we can see the volatility just over a span of 24 hours, right? I mean, look at this. This is crazy, okay? Now, one of the things that we are looking for is we are always looking for this blue line to be on a vertical uplift, right, underneath the orange line. When we see the orange line starting to intersect across, we know that it's going to go down, all right? We don't know how quickly it's going to go back up or spike back up, but we know that it's headed on its way down. All right, so let's go and open this chart a little bit more, all right? So now we can see again what has been going on in the market, right? So here is our overlay again, our EMA 26, and we see just again how it intersects and interacts with the price and how the price fluctuates, comparatively to it, right? All right, so now let's go back to the 1 hour market because I want to show you guys how I made the $6,000. That's the key, right? So if we look back at March 6th, I believe it was March 6th. I have to go back into my other account and look at my trades. But if we go look at the price from March 6th, you can see it was about 11,005. I sold out at about 11,006. I think I sold about 3.7 or 3.8 Bitcoins. It was a nice chunk of change, and it gave me a nice reward. All right, so I sold out at about 11,006, as I said, and the reason being was not because of these charts. Now, I want to say that again, not because of the EMAs, right? So not because of the graphs. Reason being is if we look at this, okay, we saw that the blue line, right? So I've been following it this whole time, and we saw that the blue line has steadily been underneath the orange line, correct? But on the 6, it was still underneath it, and it looked like for more growth. So in all essence, in all aspects of everything, if you're looking to hodl, there still should be some more growth. It should have been going higher. Now, what happened is I constantly follow Twitter and Reddit for the latest news about mining equipment, so I can give that to you guys and to my followers because that's what I'm trying to do is give you guys the latest news because the first one that's got the best hardware is making the most money. That's just the bottom line. That's how it works. right? So, so I'm following Reddit, following Twitter, and I'm looking at the charts, and the charts are telling me the price should still keep going up. But I saw that the Binance was hacked, and I saw everybody was freaking out. My wallets are empty, everything's gone. I immediately sold. So I sold 3.8 Bitcoins at 11,600, and then now I waited, right? So now I waited. So let's go back real quickly to this little word spreadsheet I made, okay? So I can show you guys how I made this money and how easy it really is. So like I said, the number one thing is that most of my trades are reactionary. So I made this trade in the reaction to the news that people were freaking out, right? So I anticipated that people were going to start to sell off because they are afraid that they were going to get hacked, or that there was another hack and everybody else is going to sell out, right? So that is the issue, is what are other people going to do? Because ultimately the price of Bitcoin is impacted by us, is how much do we want to pay for it and how much do we want to sell for it, correct? Okay, so as I'm checking Twitter, Reddit, I see this happen and I sell. So I had to not be afraid to lose if I wanted to make this $6,000 gain, okay? Now, I was checking multiple prices, but that didn't really influence or impact how I made the $6,000. I'm just putting this on here so it gives you guys an outline of what to look for when you're trading, okay? So now, another key thing, now this is huge, is you need to decide an entry point and exit point, all right? So I decided that when I saw this news, I was gonna sell. And I said to myself, I'm gonna buy back in at about 95.50. I said that was my re-entry point. So I sold, and then I put a buy order in, okay? I put a buy order in, I went to limit, I went into my Bitcoin amount and the US dollar amount of how much I wanted paid, and in essence, I waited. I waited until I think it was this morning that the buy order went in, and I made over $6,000 in Bitcoin. Okay, I made the $6,000 in Bitcoin previously when I just sold it, but now I made the $6,000 in Bitcoin, and I have the same amount of money, if not already made more, just from this morning. All right. So guys, number 7, this is a great one. All right, this is a volatile market. You all know that, or you should know that, because if you don't know that, then there is a huge problem. But I love this quote by Bruce Lee. So we've all heard this, be like water, right? What does that mean, be like water? Guys, this is from Bruce Lee himself. I'm gonna read this, and I wanna see if you can implement this on how you can kind of make money, right? Remember, never to assert yourself in nature. So let's take out the nature part, but let's remember, never to assert yourself, okay? So never reassert yourself, and never be in a frontal opposition to any problems, okay? Control it by swinging with it. Beautiful. Honestly, that was amazing. That summed up literally how I just made this money. So instead of being in the frontal opposition, right? Instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna hodl, it's gonna be okay, they got hacked, but it's fine. Instead of being in the frontal opposition, I swung with it. I knew that there was gonna be, or I anticipated, I didn't know, none of us know anything in this market, but I anticipated that people were gonna sell off and that I could make money. So I controlled my trading by swinging with the opposition. I think that is very key for you guys to understand and take away. All right, now the last 3 things are very simple and very easy, because I've already told you how to make the $6,000. You guys get an idea of what to look for in the day trading and what you should do. Now these 3 things, last 3 things, are very important and very simple. Number 8, do not get greedy. Number 9, do not get FOMO. Guys, the fear of missing out is so powerful. That goes back to your entry points and your exit points. Don't be afraid to miss out. And if you do miss out, you miss a couple $100, like I said, don't be afraid to lose to make gains. See, everything correlates, guys. All right. And number 10, again, don't get FOMO. All right. So it's pretty much structured for you guys to see right here. I'll put it in the actual, I'll put it in the description below as well, so you guys can take away from this. But I want to share with you how I made a little bit of money in a few days just off greed and off the panic of the platform. So I hope you guys liked the video. Comment, subscribe, like, and I really respect you other traders out there as well. This is a brand new market for a lot of people. So any suggestions or any ideas or anything that you have, please put it in the comments and let me know. All right, guys, have a good one, and I hope you make $6,000 as well in the next few days.